Welcome to the Sci-Fi Building Shader for the Particle City Master Pack. So this is a quick little walkthrough of how to use it. You can see here I've applied it to one of the city blocks from the tutorial series. It's the same basic setup that we have in the tutorial series, but I've added a bit more to it and I've really kind of taken it up a level. I've also reduced all the controls down to a simple control panel. So I've left everything in here. I haven't grouped this thing up or anything so that you can still get access to everything easily and tweak the other values as well. But I've tried to reduce it down to like the main core things that you would want to be dealing with when tweaking this. So you get a lot of different controls and you can see some really cool variation and stuff. So first thing we've got is the building light inner scale. This kind of just creates a bit of a scale for the inner light. So basically what's inside the windows. As you can see, I'll just zoom in to somewhere like right here, right? So you get sections here where the lights are off and then sections where they're on. This is basically creating a noise pattern that the smaller it is, the more you're going to have these giant sections of blank and giant sections of bright. When you pull that right up, it's going to reduce down more and more and more. So it just creates this little variation inside the windows to make it look a little more alive. We've also got the inner randomness, so you can make it more like a grid pattern if you drop this down to 0, and then you can get that random kind of shape to it the closer you go to 1 with that. Now, let's see, we've got the subscale, which is like just a sort of an inner scale. It's part of how it's all being diced up. Then we have the light scale X. So this is the main scale for the X-axis. So you can go make these building things narrower and narrower and narrower and start getting something that looks pretty cool. I've also got this like straight up cube here, so you can just see how it would behave on just a normal object. But you can see now how like the inner light scale really helps create some realism and how you might want to go with that grid pattern. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, then down here we've got the Y scale, which is what it sounds like. You can make it super dense. Now you can really see that pattern. So if you get down like this dense, you're going to see that sort of camouflagey looking pattern. That's this inner light stuff. So you can either get rid of the randomness. So you can take that to 0 and now it's going to be more like a grid pattern, but you can also just increase the scale to kind of match the scale you're going with. And now it's going to start to really blend in, but you probably don't want to go that heavy with it anyway. So just drop this back down. So something like this. Then we also have rotations. So you can rotate, because right now I've got it set so that it only appears on certain sides. You get some sides with nothing, just so that when you see it on a massive scale repeated out, it doesn't all look samey. But you can change that. So you can rotate in a lot of different ways depending on what your object is, and you can make these lights kind of horizontal across. You can then go into the Y rotation and do the same thing, rotate it along the Y that way. So you can see how you could make a lot of different types of city things. Then we've got the Z rotation as well, so you can turn them around that way. And the last thing here is just like an extra little scale to create scale along the depth. I've called it light variation for lack of a better name, but you can basically see it just creates even more scaling and creates these really nice stretched light effects along the sides. So you can get lots of different types of lights happening across your building. Then we've got the light emission strength. So this is how strong the emission is. So the lights are glowing, how much they glow. You can turn them right off. You can make them subtle. You can just get rid of them altogether. It's nice. This is with Eevee right now. You're looking at it. We've got a bit of bloom turned on, which looks really good. Building Specular. This controls how specky the building texture is. So you can turn that right off if you want them to just really glow without any specular, or you can maximize that to get a nice spec. Then we have finally the color change. You can change the color. You can change the hue of the building colors. You can also turn this right off with the factor, and now you're going to have the base color that's in there. So yeah, that's just some of the stuff you can do. Change the saturation and all of that jazz. So yeah, there we go. You can see you get up close. You've got a lot of really nice detail here as well, with just some noise, grid noise that's happening on the building. So with all this together, you can really create some nice and interesting sci-fi cityscapes. Hopefully you'll be able to make some good use of this. So yeah, thanks for checking out. Thanks for checking out the Master Pack, and I will catch you next time. Thanks. Get the Particle City Master Pack of assets at blendermarket.com. Don't forget to check out Patreon, where certain tiers will also get you a 50% discount on everything in the store.